Welcome. Casey Ship here. Of course, we're going to talk about why you can't lose weight, but I'm going to help you lose the weight, lose the fat, and talk about joy. Joy. I've been wanting to do this whole episode, and I may even do it on a deeper level with my paid community. I have a Hot Moms Mastermind community. I've got a Magic B Codex for those like woo stuff. I've got a business stuff. I've got a bunch of masterminds, but the main one is fitness. That's probably why you're here. Because you're into the holistic healing, something's off. Maybe you've tried to do hormones like I used to do. I've spent thousands, probably over 50 grand in my early days trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. And by the way, I do cuss a lot. So if that bothers you, just see your way off my page. Thank you. Yeah, but today's all about why you're stuck, why you're really stuck, and how to get unstuck. But we're going to talk about joy and fun and silly stuff because women just don't fucking know how to have fun anymore. For good reason. We're going to explain that. And if you're wondering who I am, so professional fitness model, I'm an expert in wellness and a shamanic soul coach. So all of that in one. If you want to put a label to it, there you go. Professional fitness model, been in the game 15 years, magazines, all that shit. And have transcended things that most humans wouldn't and couldn't. And we don't do basic bitch shit here. We don't say eat healthy and eat clean and make sure you do this and get in your 10,000 steps and cardio. We actually have a big, like I'm known for how to lose weight without cardio. That's what got me on the map was here's how to lose weight without doing the things that you think you need to be doing, which everybody thinks you need to be doing: cardio, eating low calories, or punishing yourself, all these things. And I used to lead with trauma, being trauma informed. That's what my whole thing in 2020, was it 2020? Yeah, because I've been doing this since 2008, but 2020 we came on the map with a trauma informed approach to fitness. And it was new because people hadn't heard, they were living under a rock and just thinking that, hey, maybe it's just about what I'm eating. Maybe it's just my diet. Maybe it's just this. It turns out they have shit tons of trauma. They think that getting raped is like the only thing of trauma, what that is. So they're just uneducated, uninformed about it. And I'm like, no, if you've had a baby, that's trauma. If you moved, that's trauma. If you're a human and you were born, you have trauma. Just there's big trauma, small traumas, and it's something that most women that I work with are typically business owners, high level corporate, just like a boss, 1%er, high performance, just very driven gals. And those type of women specifically, they don't do that kind of, they don't talk about their emotions. It's like you just keep going, you just force it, you just go and do it, which is great. But most of them end up in burnout. They can't shit, they don't want to fuck, their hormones are toasted, their hair's falling out, they've tried to do all the things, nothing's working, they lose and gain the same 10 pounds, and they just catch themselves looking around and going, what's wrong with me? What gives? What's wrong with me? And that in itself is a trauma response. And I say it in my profile the best. I say, hey, and by the way, if you want any of my trainings, I suggest if you're brand new, just shoot me a DM that says strategy and I'll send you the Fat Loss Secrets Masterclass where I go over in depth how I did it, how I went from 1,400 calories to over 2,500 after total hysterectomy, after hypothyroid, adrenal fatigue that doctors never even could figure out, autoimmune. I had it all. Gut issues, cystic acne, like you name it, depression, anxiety, had it all. And I don't anymore. So there's that, if that's what you need to hear. And was struggling to even make 40 grand a year to over 7 figures. There's nothing special about me except I figured out how to access the thing and clear out the root issue in my nervous system, which was a lot of a trauma. And if you look back at my photos, yes, now I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars that I've worked on myself physically, but even if you took away my lashes and my hair, my Botox, I'm still healthier than I was in my 20s. In my 20s, I was way worse than I am. I'm almost 40 years old. And across the board, if you look at my client results, the ones who actually do the work, do the nervous system clearing and address their adrenals with our hormone doctors and take the DNA testing and actually feed their bodies what their bodies need, not what some little fitness girl online tells you to eat because that's what's clean, or some bro diet, or don't eat fruit or whatever. It's stupid shit. Anyway, I don't even know where I'm going, what I'm talking about. And it is late. I like to do these lives earlier. It just didn't work out like that. And it's a full moon coming up. I'm just going to blame that. And I'm going to blame Mercury retrograde because I'm like one of those girls. I'm just kidding. But it is what it is. But I figured it was the perfect time. It's the perfect time. There's never a wrong time. There's a perfect time. But yeah, if you want the training, go watch that. I break it down for you. And honestly, the podcast would probably be the best place to go, the Hot Moms Lifestyle Podcast. If you have any questions and you're like, Casey, do you remember who I am? I'm a 1%er. I don't have time to watch free shit. Will you help me figure out what the fuck is wrong? Yes, I can. Go CaseyShip.com/apply. Links in the bio. I'll see you on the inside. How about that? How about that? Those types of women get the fastest results anyway. They need to like not decide and think of this, and they're like, that's why you're stuck, is because you think like that. Women who are very successful, and the reason why I'm here is because I decide quickly, I make a move, I take action, I feel the fear, and I do it anyway. So there's that. But let's get back to what the fuck we're talking about, why you're stuck, and what's up with women. So I'm almost 40. I was doing pole dancing the other day, pole class, because I'm fucking fun. And I just want to say this. I can only help women who want to be hot. I'm not going to lie and sit here and be like, scars are beautiful and wrinkles are gorgeous. Like, they are. Listen, it is what it is. Okay? How do I word this? And I'm not even trying to be careful on how I word it, because I don't really even care. It's just, that's just not my people. I like women. To me, hot is what I consider hot. We could go like talk about naked bodies, but I'm talking about just physically. I don't know about you, but if I've got some wrinkles coming up, I'm like, can I get a laser? Not that I don't like myself. I like to have a certain appearance, and you can judge me all you want, because I can guarantee you I judge myself more than you at home. So it's not going to hurt me at all. Besides, I know it means more about you anyway, what you have to think about me or have to say about me. So I'm good. I'm a one-person audience here. And that's cool. I think that's why people like me, because I just have fun by myself, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But no, not masturbation, which you do need to be masturbating, by the way. Not really. Not really. But sex would be great, unless you're doing it with a bunch of different people. Because energetically, y'all, if you're not in my feminine rites of passage course, what we discuss about sacred union sex is mind-blowing. Like, sperm can live up the energy of it, of that person, 7 years inside of you. 7 years. Not the sperm. Energetics. So it's like that old ex-boyfriend you just can't kick. It's like energy. It's at this point, it's an energy thing. I'll leave that up to you. But getting into the endorphins part, yes, sex, masturbation, like orgasms, great for you. But I know what's going on. You're like, Casey, I just don't even want to. And half of you are doing it out of guilt and obligation. Yuck. I used to do that stuff too. I was brought up, that's what you do. It's 80% of stress that a woman feels, most of it, is because she doesn't want to do it. She's stressed about sex in the relationship because her libido's gone. She's tired. And at 40 and 35 and up, it's not midlife crisis. It's midlife awakening. The problem is women don't awaken. They just stay asleep, and they keep doing the same things they've always done, staying in the struggle. And then they look at women like me with hysterectomies, looking hot as shit, living my best life, and they're just like hating on me, just salty as shit. And I'm like, you could totally have all this too, but your belief system is what needs the work. They just forgot how to have fun. And that's what I'm leading back to. What I have figured out is this. I've been doing this since I was 19 or 20. My 20s were a whole different story, and I'm guessing we're going to get to the pole class. Like I said, it's late at night, and I'm going to be all over the place. So if that bothers you, fuck it. I'm going to be like, what do they say? Trump does that. He goes all over the place, but that's where I'm going to be tonight. But going back, in my 20s, it's a different struggle. In your 20s, it's there's all of this energy, and you're still running with the old egos of who you think you are, who you need to be for mommy and daddy. You've got all these aspirations and all this energy. You're thinking about marriage or babies or your career. It's very stressful. I had hives. I was on antidepressants in my 20s, nerve pills. It was gnarly, literally alcoholic. I could go through a bottle of wine every night. It was like, yes. And so there's that. It was stressful. You don't have a lot of money, or I didn't. It was just stressful. But fitness literally saved my life because of all the endorphins and things that it can do. And it can build your confidence, it can build your self-esteem, and it creates a ritual. It creates this thing that you're doing for yourself every day. It's like a hobby. And then you can see progression. You can see yourself getting better. Working out's phenomenal for you. I don't care if you do Pilates, if you do, something for your vagina muscles, because I've done that too, where you put the weight inside of you and you like let stuff, I used to hang stuff on it. No, look, Skip, 5 pounds. And then I would compare myself to those ladies online who could hold a surfboard with their vagina. And I guess mine's just loose and I need to do some work. I've done it all. I've done it all. When I say I've done it all, I've done it all. Your 20s is one thing, and it's easy to get fit. In your 20s, and these girls online in their 20s, I love it, and I love their working out, and I love that I used to do all that, but it's different. It's different when you're 20 and 30 and 40, and it's not even metabolism. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, just wait till you get my age. I'm not shitting you, because my hormones, I'm healthier now and look better. I'm healthier now than I was then. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's your age. Here's what it was for me. And if it resonates with you, that's fine too. I just didn't have as much responsibility on my plate. By the way, this is going to be on the podcast if you need to catch it on there. But I didn't have a lot on my plate. Responsibility wise, it was all I had to worry about was I finished my little tech school, jumped in my work, building companies, and met Skip, got married in my 20s. In my early 20s, I was focused on me, all on me, on my career, on my fitness. I didn't have kids for 10 years. We were married 10 years. I didn't have kids because I knew, I'm like, I want to create success, a different type of success before I have kids. Like I wanted to be somebody before I was a mommy. I wanted to be somebody before I was a wife, but I didn't do that. I got married a little early too. So it was like, I really didn't even have time, it feels, to get to know me. And a lot of women go through that. They jump from being a child, which some of them don't even get to be a child because they get that taken from them. Maybe they had to grow up too early. Maybe they were sexually abused. Maybe they were a latchkey kid. Maybe their parents weren't there emotionally, or whatever. And maybe they were the oldest child. And then you're just thrown into your 20s. Some people get pregnant in their teens. And then you're married, and then you're somebody's wife. And then the next thing you know, you're trying to do all this other stuff. And then you're like taking care of your parents in your later life. And some of you wonder, and we wonder, what's happened to me? My body won't do this or that. Listen, honey, Linda, this is a compounding of miles on you. You've got some fucking miles on you now. And it's trauma. It's literally just trauma, but it's also your nervous system it's just dysregulated. And in hormones way back then, like it's everything that's just compounded. But you go from your 20s, you don't even know who you are at this point. That's why that midlife crisis, it hits. You got to wake up or it's going to get bad. And this is where you find women, they continue going down that route, and they do. They really take a shit. They go downhill. They do gain a bunch of weight. Their health starts to plummet. This is when people start getting cancer diagnosis, autoimmune diseases. Or you can wake up usually, and this is where you'll find the women who says, I was going through something hard and I found this thing and now I healed that. And usually they come into their womanhood and they start being coaches, or they write books, or find a new passion in life. So that's what happens. But it's a dark fucking place. Like, it's like suicidal dark place. Do you wonder, what's this life for? Why did I do this? Who am I? It's a really great place to be. You should cherish your dark times because those are the moments where you create from. But it is hard. But yeah, you go from your 20s and it's fun, all this shit, and then your 30s hit. And it's a different type of stress, and it depends on where you're at. Do you have kids? No. What are your parents going through? Like, it depends on where you're at 30. But for me, I had kids at 29 and 30. I had three pregnancies back to back, my choice, because I can't stand pregnancy. I can't stand having small babies. It's a surrogate thing, is a vibe. Of course, I didn't have the money for a surrogate. It wasn't even in my mind, but I wanted to experience pregnancy once. I wanted to experience pain of birth. I did. I purposefully didn't take pain medicine when he was first like coming out. Eventually they had to give it to me because we did a C-section, emergency C-section. But I was the type of girl, and I still am that type of girl, woman, who just wants to experience everything. Why else would we be here on earth? We literally are here. Trust me, I've had deep moments in ayahuasca journeys and DMT journeys where I'm like, why are we here? And it's really to just experience. It's to experience. And so I just wanted to experience everything that I possibly could. And the level of success for me was just, I want it all. Typically, once again, women that I work with want it all. They're like, I want the money, I want the body, I want the relationship, I want all of it. And when you say that, you have to watch out because you will get it all. And here's what people don't tell you. When you say, I want it all, you're like, all right, get ready, because you're about to get it all. You're about to get the joy and the grief. You're about to get all the money and the fucking loss. You got to be able to hold both of it. So it's cool. Yeah. But I had 3 back-to-back pregnancies. one miscarriage in between, and I was sitting there worried about having twins. Like back to back kids close in age are really hard, but it's fun. It's a fun journey. Anyway, I didn't like it. I don't like being pregnant. I didn't. The small babies for me is very. My second one was way better because you know what to do. Your first kid is traumatic as fuck. Everybody's, oh my God, my heart, my this, and it's gorgeous and beautiful. But when you're in it, bitch, it's like you're in the fucking war zone. I'm like, where's the guide for this? And meanwhile, I'm probably got some ladies right now listening. You judge me. You're like, oh wow, you probably did this. No, bitch, you ain't even my girl. And that's the problem with women is judgment and what you need to be like and what you should be like, when really it's just, I needed a break. I needed help. I needed rest. Because when you don't have rest, you start looking at your life like, why did I have kids? Or you start getting those postpartum depression moments. But what it really is also is your childhood trauma coming out. Kids will activate every bit of trauma that you have. Kids, any type of life change, big life change, but kids will definitely activate every bit of trauma. That's all they are, by the way. All kids are an extension. They're their own person, but they're literally an extension of you. This is why family cycles happen. This is why you've got the same cycles as your mom and her grandma. And a lot of y'all are fighting that to the point where now you're still just like her. You're just not very overweight. You're underweight and you're literally a prisoner to your thoughts about getting fat like your mom. So until you break the soul cycle, it's going to continue. And that's what we teach in Hot Moms. And we give you the hormones and the food testing and the right type of workouts to get in parasympathetic and look hot as fuck and reverse aging without spending $100,000 and maybe your whole lifetime trying to figure it out. It's easy. It's like easy. I had those back-to-back babies. That sent me into a tizzy whirlwind of just shit tons of trauma. But this is where I connected. I connected with myself. It actually activates the goddess, by the way. When you have children, it's like your moon. It's like your period and a full moon. It activates your feminine. That was a whole new thing for me. And look, my whole story and just everything is weaved into my mastermind. That's why it helps so many people, because I give you massive life codes and hacks and frequencies, very healing frequencies through that time, so you can heal that part in yourself. If you haven't watched my 17-year-old video, I think it's a public video. Go watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. 17-year-old video. But going through all that, I could sit here all day and talk about it, but you get the point of, it's been a life. It's been a ride. I get lost and moving and almost dying in the middle of the night from a house fire and marriage issues, married 18 years, like everything, ex-wife, baby drama, money problems, like companies. I'm an entrepreneur. Anybody that's married to an entrepreneur knows how it's a different lifestyle. Our kids are homeschooled. Like, it's a whole vibe. It's a whole thing. And why I'm saying this is because I hopefully it's causing you to do some reflection about looking at your life in review, looking at your early years. And you reach a point maybe right now and you're stuck. You feel stuck. You've done all the things, you're doing all the things, you just feel like something's off, and it is. Trust yourself. But you have to look at it like this. You forgot how to have fun. You forgot how to have fun. When I was in the pole class, the lady was like, y'all just have fun. And it hit me. I was like, I can tell you right now, first of all, I'm here because this is one of the only fun things for me. Now, this is fun. This is creative art for me. I've been sitting in front of a camera entertaining myself since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Literally, since we had the big cameras, I have had a camera on me talking to myself. I would just talk to myself right now because it's cathartic for me. So this is fun for me. Parts of my work, I love helping people, love it. Sometimes to a fault. I love making money. I love helping people. I love creating things. I love doing this. I love to write. I like to express myself. This work is fun for me. However, there are parts of it that's shit. It all comes with shit. You got to take shit to get the thing. Most of the time, you just have to build your capacity, your emotional intelligence to be able to hold that, to grow through it, and to see it. What is this teaching me? What am I learning from it? But, okay. Oh, hi. Where was I? Because I got some energy just went. Yeah, pole dance. So I'm in there and I take pole class for fun. And I used to get so pissed off when I would go to these classes and it would be like those Russian teachers who, I remember I almost walked out one time because she was talking to us like fucking dance mom. Like talking down to us because we didn't know how to do something, or I don't even know what this bitch was like. I about got off my rocker. But I remember getting just, whoa, like, I'm here to have fun, bitch. Like, I am not trying to be all serious like that. Like, I'm not trying to work that hard. I'm here to have fun, okay? And I met a lady the other week, same thing. I was like, I don't want to work that hard. Like, that's too much, whatever. She was like, yeah, I'm just here to have fun. And if you've noticed, women, we'll talk about sex for a second, women who are that type A breadwinner, like we are, one percenters, hustler, go getter, most of us in the bedroom, we crave just being dominated. Just F me, just do me, daddy, because it's that balance. And for me, fun in the pole class is I just want to dance, shake my ass, and do some easy-ish stuff, not too hard. That's fun for me. Don't make it that challenging. Let's please stop trying to make it all serious. Same thing with that Pilates class I was telling you about yesterday. It's, can we just play? And then you get in Pilates, like club Pilates, and everybody's quiet. All the women are quiet. Nobody's talking, which is fine. We like silence. But when the coach is saying something, you can just tell people are holding back. And I'm like, God, what's wrong with y'all? I know what's wrong with them. Here's what's wrong with y'all. Society beat it out of us. Oh, you're a girl. You don't need to be ladylike. We don't act like that. We're ladies. No, we're ladies. Act ladylike. Be a good girl. And almost women will feel bad. Not feel bad. Women will emasculate men in this way. Oh God, my girls do not act like that. These wild heathens. It's a little boy. It's almost like girls are taught to shut up, sit down, look pretty. It's just what some of us were taught. Church, it's all about just ladylike, prim and proper. Don't cuss, don't say this, don't do this and that. I'm here to tell you that will create burnout right there. And just all these things and what we think we need to do and who we need to be, and like we don't speak up, we don't say things. This is why a lot of women have thyroid problems. We do everything for everybody else, and we just want to know when our break's going to be. Meanwhile, we don't have a backbone. We don't know how to set a boundary without being like, listen, motherfuckers. We're terrible at people's feels because we have all this guilt inside of us. Like, you want to know why you're fucking stuck and you can't shit and your life's the way it is? All of that. Your hormones are in the trash. You don't have a thyroid problem. You have an adrenal issue. Your IGF is low. Everything's low because you've literally, it's how old are you now? You've been living a life that's not true to who you are. You've been somebody else's little girl. You've been somebody's wife. You've been somebody's mom. You've been somebody's this and some whatever the fuck you are at work. You don't even know who you are. And you're not living free. And you're certainly not having fucking fun. When is the last time you laughed without wine? This is why a lot of women turn into wineaholics and fucking alcoholics, and they've normalized it now, can make it like cute. And I'm like, you've got depression. Like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not judging. It's depression. Look it up. Look it up. That's depression. When I had a baby and I was postpartum depression, guess what I look forward to every day? Chocolate and wine at night by myself. I'll never forget, I had a therapist too one time, and she goes, actually, no, she was a psychic. She goes, listen, I know you're worried about being an alcoholic like your mom, but just notice, when you start to drink by yourself, you got a problem. And I was like, okay, noted. And I did. My kid I was waiting for him to hit the bed, and I was like, that Mark West is calling my name, chocolate and wine, and some Adele soundtrack. Hello. I didn't know how to process. I didn't have anybody around me. I didn't have a wise woman around me. So let me be that wise woman. I have all these codes and these frequencies. We've been there. We've transcended it. This is why older women come to work with me in my work, because of the embodiment of the thing that comes through me that knows these things. I'm telling you, women don't have fun right now. This is why you're struggling. There's no joy. There's no fun. You're too serious. And it's all about responsibility and who you think you are and who you think you need to be. So that's number one, is understanding how can I have some more fun. Hobbies. This is what we do, Life Coach 101, when you join Hot Moms. When you go through Reset and Restore and find out why you're so fucking tired, and you start to have self-compassion, and that heals everything. And you just start to see things differently, and that shifts everything. That's why women that come to work with me, within 24 hours, they have massive shifts. Within 2 days, they start to get results. Their body starts to look differently, because of the aha moments, the soul shifts that take place. Not to mention when you get your food test back, when you get your hormones back, when like the doctors that we have check different things, the adrenals, like you're wasting your time, blood and money, pissing in the wind, going to regular doctors, going to regular even functional medicine. If they don't understand the adrenals and they don't understand the mind, body, soul, they're just treating the external and trying to get your thyroid here, like pissing in the wind. You're literally bringing a knife to a fucking gunfight. So you can keep pissing in the wind and wondering why life's so hard and look around at everybody else and then just staying in your victim ass stuff, or you can get up and do something about it. Work with me, fill out the application, I'm just saying. But yeah, it's women's got to have more fun. You've got to do something. You've got to shake your ass. You've got to dance. You've got to act silly, like lower your inhibitions. And who gives a fuck? Y'all are old these days. Like, y'all be old. Seriously. Who's 40 here? That's old. And we're about to be 70. We're already halfway. If we die at 80, y'all, we only got 40 more years straight up. Who gives a fuck about your friends and what they think, and your mom and your dad? They're going to die. Can you just stop being somebody's little girl? I know grown-ass men that still cover up their tattoos from their mom. They ain't around me because that's not a man, that's a little boy. But yeah, some of y'all, we just need to grow up. You need to grow up and be the wild woman. Inspire yourself. Be like the Moana old grandma lady. That's who you need to be. You want to be the crazy old lady. They have more fun. Anybody that's been around me in person knows I'm kind of silly. I'm kind of silly and I act like a kid sometimes. I act kid-like. The wonderment. I know that when that dwindles down, my soul needs to be fed. So I'm doing this whole podcast episode in this live right now because so many of you think that there's something wrong with you, that you need to do this different diet or whatever. And listen, you need a schedule. You need to know what to do. You need a lot of help. Some of y'all need Jesus. Some of y'all need, what's her name? What's that goddess name? Starts with an L. Lakshmi? I can't remember. I don't know. Some of y'all need some shit, man. But you're not going to find it in going to a basic doctor. You're not going to find it in some cheap ass plan online that's trying to show you how to clear insulin resistance. You're not going to find it in some stupid ass sugar-free cleanse for the holidays or some challenge. You're not going to find it in a 75 hard. You're not going to find it in Orange Theory. You're not going to find it in Pilates or some really great ass online that has tons of transformations and she's got a really hard body. Not going to find it there either. You'll find some confidence. But then when life happens, when somebody gets sick, when somebody dies, when there's another COVID, God forbid, when somebody's elected that you don't like, when collective energy gets heavy, you don't even know what that is, it's going to be a shit show. You're going to lose your power because everything's circumstantial. Oh, you're nervous, you're stressed out, you're PMSing, so let me just go do all this shit that I'm feeling fat. Let me go add more cardio and restrict calories. How about just learn how to emotionally regulate? How about understand why you're doing what you're doing and then stop thinking you need to fucking starve yourself with a diet? Because you don't. You need to be eating way over 2,000 calories. You don't need to be doing cardio. You can be doing easier workouts, not overdoing it. Most of y'all are doing way too much and way too little for yourself because you feel guilty. Because God forbid you slow down and have to sit with the fear of slowing down. And then you'll speed up though. If you'll get used to slowing down, but slowing down is not sitting on the couch watching TV. That's where you got it all wrong. You've got to understand how trauma affects your mind, and your mind creates emotions, and your emotions create a hormonal response. That's why your hormones are fucked up. Some of y'all are medical, I get it. Still, once again, I've seen women 1,000 times get on hormones, get on testosterone, they're still fat, they're still puffy. I've seen coaches, I watch coaches working out, talking about how they heal things at the root. And I'm like, your fucking progesterone is off, your thyroid's whack, and I know right now you're restricting. I can tell by looking at her body, she's puffy. There's not a lot of tone to her body. She's still not conditioned, and she's overdoing it. Because there's extremely low self-worth and shame. And shame will kill you. We kicked everyone's ass tonight. Yeah. But yeah, you got to learn how to have fun. You got to learn how to laugh and shake your ass. I actually launched today something called the Endorphin Exchange. And it's on Telegram. We've got almost 40 people in there so far. It is a paid offer. It's part of my masterminds. And it's only funny memes. I'm not talking about like, I'm not a snowflake if you haven't noticed. I'm talking, I like funny shit. Vulgar, some of it's vulgar, but like it's the stuff if you were drinking wine by yourself because you got some depression. No shame. Let's just kick the depression. Let's just learn how to sit with the depression. And then the thing that's coming up, your trauma, your inner child, you can just be with her and be more whole. And then like, it's great. But it's memes that you laugh out loud to. And because endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, y'all, That's the shit that you want. That's that adrenochrome. You know what I mean? That's that stuff that's going to make you look younger. That's that stuff is when you get 70, if you make it to 70, where people's going to be like, what did you do? Olive Olay and whiskey? Nope. I did the endorphin exchange when I was in my 30s with Casey Ship, with Hot Moms. It's funny. And I'm looking forward to it. We got up this morning and everybody's just posting their stuff. And I hope every day we're just going to get on there. Because you know how you get with your girlfriends. They're like, when you see something funny, you're like, I got to send this to you. This is where you can send it. And we just laugh our ass off because you need that. Most of us got so much on our plate. So much. We've got little kids. We're trying to make multi-7 figures, 6 figures. We're running companies. We have clients. We have, like, I think of that Kenny Chesney song where he talks about dancing backwards in high heel shoes. We're just trying to do it all. Let's laugh. Let's laugh, act silly as shit, and have fun. And I promise you, when you start to invite that kind of joy, you'll see how vulnerable it makes you feel, or how judgments that come in. That's the shit you get to clear out. And if you want, that's in Clear My Shit. Get Clear My Shit. I found this tool a couple years ago that you clear these fucking emotions, y'all. It is the best. Takes 20 minutes and you type out these things. It's incredible. It's in Clear My Shit. Within 20-30 minutes you clear out the judgment and guilt and have these mind-blowing realizations, shit that you would have to do psychedelics to experience. It's crazy because remember, you're only a perception shift away from a new reality and a new world, because whatever you think is literally what you're creating. Once again, I remember doing DMT this one time, and it's one of the most potent psychedelics ever. And I'll never forget how I asked that question when you're trying to be all, I'm going to figure it out today. And I went in and I had the question of, tell me, like, I want to know how to XYZ or do this. Same shit everybody else tells us, like metaphysics. You create it. Like, you create it. So whatever life you're living right now, you have created it, so you can just out-create it. There's always a higher perspective. There's always a flip side. There's always a solution. There's always a way to see things differently that actually supports you. There's always a way to reframe. And now I'm not saying to bypass. I know a lot of people spiritually bypass. They do it with fitness, they do it with religion, and they do it with positive thinking. Let's bypass this. I'm like, hey, that's inner child shit. Can we pump the fucking brakes? Because sometimes you've got to feel it. Powerful shaman that I worked with, her statement was, you feel your shit to heal your shit. And buddy, if that's not the Dolly Parton gospel, let me tell you, that is the Dolly Parton gospel. But we don't know how. It's just, hey, just, you're perimenopausal, just, stress less and eat more and have fun. Like, but you're like, how? When you're in a trauma state and your nervous system's dysregulated, you're like, that'd be great. How do I meditate? It's like that funny meme that's got that lady sitting there that says, we posted this on the exchange, the endorphin exchange today, when it says me trying to meditate, and it was like, you shut the fuck up. Shut all the way the fuck up until you reach the top of Shut Fuck Mountain. But it's like me to myself when I'm meditating. But when you tell somebody like that, and I used to go to Reiki healers and all this shit for years, and they'd be like, you're so stressed out, you're so angry, and I'm like, no shit. And I didn't feel that way though. They're like, you're so stressed out. I'm like, I don't feel that way. I had alexithymia. I was taught not to feel. You'd think these motherfuckers would know that. No, but they weren't that. They're just like surface. They're like those kind that they're basic Reiki people, right? No shit. But they would tell me, just stress less. And you're like, but how? And when I did public speaking one time, I did an abundance speech for trainers, a room full of trainers. They're all there. Some of them do very well. And we talked about abundance. And why am I telling you that? Why am I telling you that? The abundance. Oh yeah, because everybody else gets on stage. These like amazing speakers get on stage and they're telling them like, you want to do it this way and do it this way and this way, and giving them all these things. But then you could tell they were pumped up. And I was like, this is great information. It's like, how do you integrate? Because if you have money blocks, that ain't going to do shit. Because you're going to try to keep yourself safe from making all the money, because it comes with responsibility and pain and stress, and you're not going to make the money, and you're going to be doing all this shit going, they're doing it and they're getting success. Why am I not? Because you got blocks around money. You got to look at all that shit. Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking. I got it out. We have to have more fun. I would love to hear how you're going to have more fun. And listen, you need your hormones fixed. I would not even approach this life without tweaking my hormones. I biohack the shit out of everything. If there's something to biohack, I'm biohacking it. You want to know how to get the things done is you go to the laziest person in the room. That would be me. If there's a hack or a cheat code for it, give it to me. If you want the hacks and the cheat codes, go to caseysship.com/apply, and then it sends you the masterclass training. Beyond that, book a call, 15 minutes. We'll see what's up, and then we'll send you a customized training. Last night I sent this lady a training that we did, Beyond the Mirror, and then the other one was Manifest Magic Money. You don't even know. If you hate looking and feeling good, hate it, then scrolling. Don't do anything that I'm talking about. All right, I'll see you soon. Send me strategy or apply. DM me that, and then I'll send you the application. Talk to you soon. Bye.